Hi, Hillside. Pastor Ron here with Daryl Sieplinga, the council president, with our council update from our recent meeting.
Yeah, thanks, Ron. We're thankful as we start this new year to think about all the great things that continue to happen at Hillside. We, kind of formally acknowledged those a little bit on last month's update, but that still continues, and we're really grateful for that. And in fact, one of the ways we do that in council is we occasionally hear from a member of the staff. And this month, Kim Vander Hill came and talked to us about the Kids Hope program and the great work going on at Town Line. And she had to remind me of the Pinewood Middle School. We actually have two mentors there, which is relatively new. And great things are happening as a result of that program and Hillside, and more importantly, who we are as believers is being well represented with the staff and the students and the families that are impacted. We're not up to pre-COVID levels of mentors and volunteers with the program, but we're at 15 currently, and there are a couple of families in the wings waiting for mentors. So if you believe that that might be a calling for you, or you're just even curious or interested in learning more about the program and what that means, you can, without committing yourself to that necessarily, you can ask Kim for any update or information about that. Find some information on our website as well. But that's a wonderful ministry, and it was so fun to hear about that and hear it firsthand from Kim. So think about that, pray about that if you feel a calling for that.
Yeah. One of the things we do is we receive a number of reports, and we don't always spend a lot of time on them, and we don't always report them to you. But there are so many groups, project leaders, service leaders who do so many really, really good things, ministry happening, lives being impacted. Our building and grounds group that continues to just serve in a variety of ways, and shepherd leaders and people who care and pray. And so just we're so thankful again for all those who serve kind of behind the scenes, but who really, I think, make Hillside Hillside. And so we are excited about that. As we so often do, again, we received some families in membership-wise, transferred some out, and that's the way things tend to go usually. Quite often every month we have some of each. So one of the exciting updates that we received was related to the Kitchen Renewal Project, and so we are moving forward on that, trying to work out timing for what's going to be taken out when and put in when, so that it disrupts programs here as little as possible. And so, but we look forward to having an updated kitchen with just the ability, we think, to continue to support ministries with meals and gather together to do a variety of those things. And enjoy that space and Samaritan meals and other ways that we use the kitchen as well. And then we also spent some time talking about a possible group that to use our back building as perhaps the beginning of a church plant. It's a house church that's been meeting with some folks from Cuba. Jordanis, we've talked about him before, and it looks like he would like to be able to do that, and we're talking with some other churches. And so it could be on Sunday evenings. We'll be having a group with a Spanish-speaking service from Cuba and other parts that we would love to be able to share some of our space with. So that's an exciting thing that we're looking forward to.
When we think about our back building, there's another name for that, but our back building and how that's been renewed and reinvigorated, and now thinking about updating the kitchen to allow us to kind of update all of our ministry tools to be in better service. It's kind of fun to see those used in new and different ways. So appreciate that. So thinking about long-range planning, the long-range planning team, which is a group that meets kind of in support of all the things that we do on a long-term basis at Hillside under the leadership of Ken Tamling. We're thankful for that. That group met this past month as well and provided some information and a report to the council They're working with the council in conjunction with us as we kind of move forward with some of the implementation steps for the decision that was made last month. You'll recall in this update we talked about our decision to stay with the Christian Reformed Church of North America and allow the council some flexibility in terms of how office members might share their views and things about some matters as it relates to the denomination, and provide our council with the flexibility for that. So there are some implementation steps for that we followed, that the Long Range Planning Committee is working with us. As part of that work, we have scheduled 2 congregational updates that will be happening in February. So 2 opportunities to just come and learn more if you have questions that are unanswered or wonder, well, why didn't you think about this, or did you think about that? It'll be a good opportunity to have some conversations about that. So 2 dates, we'll get you more information about these later. Tuesday, February 11th at 7 p.m. and Sunday, February 16th at 4 p.m. Each of those dates will be available. We're working out the details about which one or perhaps both will be available by Zoom. At least one will, and will be recorded as well. So we're grateful for the work of that long-range planning team, all the things that they look at that can take care of kind of the further distant issues that are a part of what we're doing in terms of planning and staffing and, watching out for ministry trends and keeping and working in conjunction with council as we do that. So they have a pretty lengthy list of agenda items for the future to think about. And so, again, thankful for the work of that team and how well in partnership that team works with council to think about future items.
Yeah. And one of those items is one of the items that gets caught up in all these discussions is something called the Covenant of Officebearers, which is something that basically is the leadership at Hillside signs saying, yeah, this is what we believe, and this is what we teach, and this is what we defend. And it's been a document that churches have used for thousands of years, and the Christian Reformed Church has used for hundreds of years. Hillside has from the beginning. Given some of the questions and discussions of the last 3 years and so on, it's been kind of raised up, okay, so what exactly are we saying when we sign this? And so we're looking at saying, okay, what are the basics that are included in that? And it certainly is things like the Apostles' Creed and the Nicene Creed and the Athanasian Creed. And what we want to do is just, for people who might have questions about what those are, what do they teach? And then some of the confessions, just some of the basics of what they might be teaching as well. And so, try to help in that way on something that's good to do, but we don't want it to become a lot of busy work or get in the way of doing other ministry. We haven't begun the process other than through prayer, but we will soon of replacing council members and some other leadership and shepherd leaders and service leaders. But we do know that we will have, it looks like at least 4 council members who are going to be replaced. The youth elder is going to be stepping down. That's Lou Northhouse. Adult and family elder, that's Eric Van Hofwagen, and so we're going to be replacing them. They've both served 4 years already, as have the 2 deacons, the compassion deacon, Luke Bates, and the finance deacon, John Koopmans. And so we're just thankful for their work. And please pray about if you feel like God might be calling you to one of those positions.
Yeah, and thanks, Ron, and we appreciate your working with us on that simplified document to say, what is it that you're saying when you agree to be on council? Because we're thankful that so far we've been able to have some diverse opinions in council, and that's helpful for us as we make decisions, and we want that to continue in the future. So we don't want any decisions we've made to scare people off from thinking, well, maybe I can't be on council or that kind of thing, because we're trying to create as open a path as we can while holding true to those things that are important to what we believe in our faith. And so we want to do both because we think that diversity of opinion is important for making good decisions and for leading well. So finally, in the council meeting, we received the December financial report. That includes the first 7 months of our fiscal year. And December, you may recall, is always the largest, or traditionally the largest month for contributions. And once again, that was the case as well. Kind of interesting to read the numbers, and more than $250,000 was contributed by Hillside members in December. $250,000. When you say it that way, that's a big number.
Yes.
And so we're thankful for that. Having said that, it was slightly less than what we had budgeted in our optimistic way and based on last year's amounts. Overall, we're about 5% under contributions from what we budgeted. Again, not a panic information. It seems like that's our regular monthly message, that we're not panicked, but we're watchful. Thankful for a great finance team, the leadership of staff, and Andy leads that effort well to keep us well within, good stewards of our resources, and so we continue to watch that. We're in the black, if you will, for the budget so far, and that's mostly because the expenses have been well under budget as well. So we're thankful for that, and thankful for the finance team that monitors that work on our behalf as well. It's kind of easy as council members. We just accept those reports and count on that group to do a great job of stewarding our resources. Once again, we're thankful for all that's happening at Hillside. Thankful for the support that's shown in so many different ways, in time, talent, financial resources, and continue as we move forward to hope we can do that as we work and better together, and think about how you might continue to stay connected, either in your volunteer role or certainly through those 2 updates. Again, more information about those, how you can come in person on the 11th and 16th of February, or connect virtually as well. So continue to keep us informed of any questions you have, and we'll do our best to keep you informed as well.